Have you ever wondered why the Amish people cannot get on an airplane and fly to another city? They have a lot of rules, but this is one of the more strange ones. Why can't they just go on an airplane? I'll tell you exactly why they can't at the end of this video, but first I'm going to tell you what my first flight experience was after I ran away from the Amish. So I ran away on January 8th of 2014. I'm 17 years old, right? And a couple years go by, I want to go on an airplane so bad. I've already got my birth certificate, driver's license, all this stuff, so I can go on a plane. And my boss at the time wanted to drive to Alaska. He also had a location up there. Drive to Alaska, and then I was going to fly home. Great, so this was going to work out great. We get there, he buys me a ticket, and it's a first class ticket. Now, I didn't know that there's something special about a first class ticket, and we didn't buy the ticket until we were there because we didn't know how long it takes to drive up there. Now, this was the only ticket that was still available. He just bought it, gave it to me, and told me how to get in to get on this airplane. I was so excited. Finally, I'm gonna have my first flight. And I get up to the door, and I'm waiting, and I'm waiting, and I'm waiting. Finally, they said we're boarding this plane. And I got up there immediately. They scanned my ticket. I walk through the hall, go down there, and I get on the plane. I'm a little bit confused. This is my first time walking into a plane. Which way do I go? Kind of looking around as I'm stepping onto the plane. And the flight attendant comes over, and she says, "Let me see your ticket." Looks at my ticket. "Oh, right here. You can sit right here." And it was a first class seat, huge seat, Delta, right in the front there. It was a window seat and everything. So I was just super excited. And this is my first time taking off. When we finally take off, seemed like forever until we finally start taking off. And I started laughing uncontrollably as we're taking off into the air. It was just so exciting to me. The guy next to me actually looks over at one point and he goes, "Excuse me, is this your first time flying?" And I was like, "Yes, sir, this is my first time flying." But anyways, I get home, super awesome experience. And then I had to go back in the fall to drive back with my boss. So he sent me a ticket, airplane ticket, in an email to go to the airport and fly up to Alaska to drive the semi back down to Minnesota with him. Okay, great. So I go to the airport, I have this thing printed out, everything. And again, I get through security and everything, and I get up to the plane, wait it. Finally, it opens up. I go in there, and I didn't realize that there's seats, there's numbers, there's all this stuff. I just walk in, and I'm like, boom, there's a seat open. I sit down right in there, and I was like, great. I have a window seat again, because I was thinking, what if I would have to sit on the outside? Like if there was no windows open. So I'm sitting by the window, and this gentleman comes onto the plane, and he goes, "Excuse me, you have my seat." And I got all defensive. I'm like, no, absolutely not. I grabbed my ticket and I held it up to the flight attendant, and I was like, "I got a ticket for this plane too." And she's like, yeah, excuse me, honey, you have a ticket back in the back end of the plane. And so then she showed me the seat numbers, A, B, C, D, right? 15, 16, 17, all those rows, you know. And so I had to sit back there. And then I had a middle seat. And I didn't realize this when I was going to the airport. But now I have a middle seat. The guy to the aisle of me was a big guy, and he had a terrible odor. So that made the flight experience much less attractive that it was to come down here. But I still liked it. I still like flying to this day. But to get to the point, why can the Amish not go on an airplane? Well, this is because, believe it or not, their words, my mother's words, this is because they believe they cannot go against gravity, right? So they say, God put us on this earth, therefore we can't go away from where he put us. And going in an airplane is going directly against where God put us. So anyways, that's what I was taught, but I don't think it's true, Because if you would apply that, you could literally not get out of bed this morning because you would be defying gravity, right? But I do like the fly. Hope that answers one of your questions.